Have you ever seen something so astounding that it left everyone speechless? What happens when betrayal comes too close to home? In today's episode, we delve into a breathtaking family drama in which an ex-husband, still embroiled in his affair, arrives at a family dinner with his affair partner, only to be met with an unexpected turn of events. The betrayal goes deep, but the reaction is much more profound. Stay tuned to witness how this heated encounter culminates in the ultimate disownment and ruined relationships. You won't believe what comes next. After realizing that my spouse had been unfaithful, I asked if I could cheat on him, and chaos ensued. I am a 32-year-old lady who recently gave birth to a gorgeous 3-month-old baby daughter. I come from a large Indian joint family, and I've always considered my in-laws incredibly kind and supportive. My husband, who is also 32, and I have been married for a few years and live with his family, including my in-laws, 2 brothers-in-law, 3 sisters-in-law, and several adolescent nieces. They've always treated me like a daughter. My husband and I had a great relationship. The trouble started during one of our family's dress-up nights, a pleasant custom in which everyone dresses up, spends time together, snaps pictures, and enjoys the night. I especially enjoy these nights because my teenage nieces are always eager to select clothing and have a great time. However, my mother-in-law approached me privately at one of our dress-up nights. She appeared embarrassed and said there was something I needed to see. She showed me WhatsApp conversations that my husband had accidentally sent to her instead of another woman. The messages were plainly romantic and seductive, and the way they were worded indicated that he was having an affair. My mother-in-law said he probably deleted the texts for himself, but didn't realize they were still visible to her. When I questioned my husband, he did not deny anything. He admitted to cheating and attempted to rationalize his behavior by claiming that men had needs. He stated that because I was pregnant and subsequently recovering from childbirth, he was not receiving what he needed from me. He said it was just physical and had no emotional significance, but it felt like he was shrugging off my feelings, as if his betrayal didn't matter because it wasn't emotionally charged for him. I was devastated. I was still healing from childbirth, physically and mentally weary from caring for our newborn, and he was sneaking around behind my back. In the heat of the moment, I lashed out and asked whether I should find someone else because he said it was just physical. I wanted him to understand how it felt to be betrayed. He became enraged, stormed out, and accused me of being rude, stating that I went too far by implying I may cheat in return. Things have become much more difficult. My in-laws are entirely on my side. They are furious with my husband and have made it known that they do not condone his actions. They have been quite supportive of me and our child, and they have even indicated they'd back me if I were to divorce him. However, my mother had a different perspective. She said I went too far by threatening to cheat on him, and that I should have handled it better without lowering myself to his level. What astonished me even more was that my mother admitted she had known about the affair for a long. My mother had seen my husband with another woman before, but didn't tell me because she didn't want her grandchild to grow up without a father. I'm distraught because not only did my spouse cheat, but my own mother hid it from me. I understand she had her reasons, but I feel completely deceived by everyone close to me. Now my husband is unhappy, alleging that my comment about cheating on him was inappropriate, even though it was made in the heat of the moment, driven by his betrayal. My mother also thinks I went too far, despite knowing about his affair and choosing to remain silent. So now I'm attempting to make sense of everything. My in-laws are on my side, my husband is upset with me, and my mother believes I should have kept my cool. Since then, my in-laws have been quite supportive and booted my husband out of the house. They treat me like family, which is a relief given that my father was more of a ghost in my childhood than an actual father. It isn't easy to express my appreciation for their help during this busy time. They've made it apparent that they support me, which is comforting. But I can't ignore the idea that I should find out who his affair partner is. I have a nagging suspicion that it is my closest friend, Tara, because I noticed him use that name in some of the texts he unintentionally sent to my mother-in-law. The concept makes me feel sick. I don't want to believe it, yet it's difficult to ignore. I intend to have a serious conversation with my husband in the morning. Still, I also need to speak with a lawyer regarding divorce and custody. I've worked hard to establish my profession and finances to support myself and my kid. However, it's still surreal to consider what the future holds. I need to confront my mother with the fact that she knew about my husband's adultery but did not tell me. She stated she didn't want my daughter to be raised without a father, but I feel cheated. I've established limits and made it plain that I need her help, not only for my daughter's benefit, but also for my own sanity. For the time being, I am staying with my in-laws, who have been quite supportive of me during this challenging period. It feels good to be part of a family that cares about me. It's incredibly disheartening to learn that my mother knew about the affair, but didn't tell me. I feel absolutely betrayed. Who wouldn't? My husband's explanations for adultery are not acceptable. Just because I was pregnant and healing does not give him a free pass to abuse my confidence. I need a spouse who respects me and supports me during difficult times, not one who flees when things get tough. Finally, I must prioritize my own well-being and my daughter's pleasure. If this means leaving him, I must do so. It's already 9 a.m., and the events have exhausted me. I can't believe how much has transpired in just a few hours. Earlier this morning, my husband mustered the courage to show up with the side chick at my in-laws' house. I still can't get over that. Who does that? He knew how sad I was, but he thought it was a good idea to bring her to our house as if it were no significant issue. And get this, it wasn't my best buddy Tara, but her name was Tara. What are the odds? It felt like a twisted joke. My father-in-law was utterly furious. My father-in-law did not hesitate when my husband and his new girlfriend entered the house. He immediately kicked them out. The rage in his voice was something I had never heard before, and I was relieved to witness it. My in-laws have been supportive since this situation began, and I'm grateful to have them on my side. But what truly struck me was my husband's reaction to our kid. He didn't glance at her, didn't ask about her, and showed no signs of affection. It was as if she didn't exist for him anymore, which crushed me. How could he be this cold? How could he walk away from his own child without thinking twice? Following that terrible meeting, my father-in-law took matters into his own hands. He quickly called a lawyer to start the process of eliminating my husband from the family legacy. Instead, he intends to put our daughter's name in his place. That decision floored me. I never anticipated my in-laws to go to such lengths to protect us. Still, they've made it clear that they see me as their daughter and will do whatever they can to ensure my daughter's and my well-being. It's overwhelming, but I'm deeply moved by their support. The divorce proceedings have advanced rapidly. I spoke with my friend's father, who's a lawyer, and he advised me on what to do next. Because divorce in India might take anywhere from 6 to 18 months, he suggested we make a formal arrangement with my spouse to cover the interim period. This agreement includes several critical clauses intended to safeguard me and our daughter until the divorce is finalised. Here's what we have in place. Living arrangements. I will reside with my in-laws till the divorce is finalised. This assures that I am in a secure and supportive atmosphere, with no further drama or accusations of adultery. My husband will not have any contact with our daughter throughout this time. My spouse is supposed to pay a predetermined monthly sum to support me and our daughter. While I have my own work in finance, this will assist cover the additional costs of parenting our daughter and keep us from struggling during the divorce process. My husband also agreed to some behavioural guidelines, such as not bringing the side chick anywhere near our home or child and keeping a respectable distance from my family and me. This was crucial since I didn't want to deal with his drama while trying to move forward. He also agreed to pay for a percentage of my divorce legal bills. I've worked hard for my career, and every penny helps in this situation, especially given how time-consuming and costly divorces can be. Here's the shocking part. My husband signed the agreement without protest. There was no debate or reaction. He signed and walked away as if he didn't care. As he returned the papers to the lawyer, he sneered at me and muttered, "Get out!" It was as if he no longer saw me as a person. I had spent years developing a life with this man, and now I only saw someone who wanted me out as soon as possible, as if I were the problem. I'm still stunned by how quickly he tossed everything away. our marriage, daughter, and life together. His complete lack of remorse is mind-boggling, and he's already moved on with someone else. Openly displaying her in front of his family proves he never truly cared for us. He's considering this a minor setback and can now move on with his new life without feeling guilty. I can't help but feel deceived on multiple levels. This man was my partner, the father of my child, and someone I absolutely trusted. Now I realize how profound his betrayal is. I hoped he would express regret or concern for what he had done, but after this morning, it's clear that will not happen. So here I am, sitting in a home with individuals who feel more like my true family than he ever did. I'm grateful to my in-laws, especially my father-in-law, who instantly took command of the situation and did everything he could to ensure my daughter and I were safe. I've already started looking into divorce processes, and now that the agreement has been signed, I feel more at ease knowing I'll have some extra protection until the process is completed. Everything about my father-in-law's protective instincts taking over is lovely. It's astonishing how much my in-laws have stepped up to help me and my daughter. Their decision to include her in the family inheritance demonstrates how much they value us both. I can't imagine how upsetting it must be to watch my husband utterly ignore our daughter. That's the bit that strikes a chord. How could he abandon his child so quickly? I am keeping strong and hope to find serenity and happiness on the other side of this storm. It's been a difficult path, but I'm remaining intense and focused on creating a better future for my daughter and myself. Thank you for following along and your unwavering support. It means everything. If you love this and want to be updated, please subscribe and click the notification bell to be the first to know about my subsequent actions. Your encouragement and support have genuinely helped me keep going.